Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and it's time for our last and final recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Part 3, the reunion, was this past Sunday, and we had a good old funky time going in on the Real Housewives reunion. This shit was off the chain, so let's go ahead and get started. So in part 3, we open up. Nene and Kenya are still going back and forth like usual, and now Kenya is saying that basically Nene does not know how to keep a friend. She did the same thing to Marlo. Nene's saying that she, out of all the girls, was the only one who had Marlo's back. She fought to make Marlo a real housewife, but then Marlo started feeling herself. And then Kenya accuses Nene of buying her gums from Petco. Y'all, when she said that shit, I fell the hell out. And then Nene in return asks Kenya, is her ass still on layaway? So they're steadily going back and forth. And then finally Cynthia chimes in after looking like a stone cold deer in headlights for 20 minutes. She finally says that Marlo and Nene's beef has been going on long before Kenya came onto the scene, that they have been having issues. So Cynthia basically co-signed with everything that Kenya said about the whole Marlo-Nene situation. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, Kandi and Nene then get into it. Kandi's upset. She feels like Nene had no business blogging about her mother, regardless of how her mom wants to treat Kandi or Todd. That's Kandi's place to talk about her mom, not Nene. Kandi says that nobody else talks about Nene's kids, her husband, or anything else, but Nene feels like she has the right to talk about other people's family members. And Nene's like, well, it's my opinion, it's my blog, I'm not apologizing, that's how I felt. I'm not dissing your mama, I'm just saying that I wouldn't have done that. And Kandi's like, it's not your place. And then, you know, Kandi starts getting mad and that vein in her neck starts popping. And Kandi looks like she wants to whoop Nene's ass. But again, Nene knows who she can check and who she can't check. And Kandi basically let her know, like, you know, keep my mama's name out your mouth. And like I said on Twitter, I understood where Kandi was coming from. But at the end of the day, folks are going to have opinions about your mother. You're just going to have to learn to deal with it. Everybody's not going to agree with your mother's behavior. And folks are going to have the right to express their opinion, point blank, period. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that Nene's a hypocrite. She loves to dish shit out, but then when it comes back on her, she gets upset. She loves to talk about everybody else, but if you say anything about her husband, her kids, she's ready to fight, she's ready to go in, she's ready to get upset, but she likes to talk about everybody else's situation. Just like I said from jump, had Cynthia called Greg a bitch, or it would have been World War III. But Nene feels like she has the right to disrespect other people's family members, husbands, and everything else. So moving on to the next scene. So then in the next scene, Andy asks Nene about the whole charity debacle. And Andy's like, okay, do you apologize for that because it made you look really bad the way you gave that speech? And Nene says she apologizes for her behavior. She should have never let Kenya bring her down to that low level. But she's not apologizing for the whole thing because she felt like Kenya set it all up. So then her and Kenya start going back and forth, and then Nene tells Kenya, okay, bitch, since you're so worried about charity events and you want to run your mouth and put folks on blast, how about I put up $20,000 to a charity of your choice, and then you match me with another $20,000, and then we can donate a total of $40,000 to that charity. Lord, when I tell y'all, that had to been the longest pause on national television, because Kenya's dumbass just sat there like, is she talking to me? It's like she didn't have shit to say. She didn't have a rebuttal because she knows damn well her ass ain't got no 20 stacks to just put up. She's not a rich bitch like Nene. So Nene put her dead in her place with that one comment. Either pay up or shut up or move the fuck on. So I love the fact that Nene called her out on her bullshit, because after that, Kenya couldn't do nothing but grab her damn cell phone and start texting like a damn middle schooler. Moving on to the next scene. So in the next scene, finally all the husbands come out. Greg comes out, Peter comes out, Apollo comes out, and they're talking about the whole pillow scene incident. And Nene's not taking any, blame for that. Kenya apologizes, Kandi apologizes, Phaedra refuses to apologize. Then Uncle Benz is up there whining, talking about he's tired of folks judging him and talking shit and calling him a bitch. He says that basically he's always gonna have an opinion and that he doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. Then Uncle Ben proceeds to pull out a big ass peach, and he grabs the peach and he takes a big old bite out that peach. Y'all, when he did that shit, I fell the hell out. I'm like, Peter got 5 kids by 4 baby mamas and a giant peach in his back pocket. Where they do that at? So then after that, they start talking about the whole fight situation. And then Kenya says that Brandon's a real man because Brandon's the only one who stuck up for her. And Peter says that he feels like the way that Christopher grabbed her arm was not that serious. He's basically grabbing Kenya to say, don't go running towards my wife. And everybody on the stage agreed with Peter that the way Christopher grabbed her was not that serious and that Kenya was making it more than what it was. And Peter was like, we're all real men here. And then, of course, Kenya tries to take it as he's disrespecting gay people. But I don't think that that's what Peter meant by that situation. Peter was just saying that there are real men and that if it was really popping off, they would have checked Christopher, but that none of them thought that Christopher was doing anything wrong by grabbing Kenya and trying to get her to stop from charging his wife. So then in the next scene, Apollo's there. I don't know what the hell Apollo got on. He looks like he's going to the BET Awards. I'm like, dude, where's your suit and bow tie? Greg is dressed. The only thing that Greg is allowed to say is, oh my. Peter's dressed nicely. Apollo just got on a t-shirt, some kicks, and he's just chilling. You know, and it's like, wow, okay. And on the couch, him and Phaedra are trying to act like, you know, really lovey-dovey. And he has his arm around Phaedra. And they're trying to, you know, they're trying to show this fake chemistry that's not there. They're trying to act super lovey-dovey. One thing I did notice is that once the husbands came out there, Kenya had a nice tall glass to shut the fuck up. It's like she really didn't have too much to say. I'm sitting here like, well, damn, Kenya, where's your specter? Where's your bullhorn? Where's all that shit? Because inquiring minds want to know. Because when the ladies were up there, you know, she was pointing shit and flickering shit and yelling at folks. But once the guys came up there, she got quiet as hell. So now her and Apollo start going back and forth, and for whatever reason, Apollo's just really feeling himself. He's telling Kenya that he basically made her and that she would have no storyline if it wasn't for him. You know what I'm saying? And that Kenya needs to pay him, and Kenya owes him a check, and if he goes to prison, she better put money on his books. I'm sitting here like, Apollo, you need to calm your arrogant ass down. You are not all that. He's talking about he regrets the whole pillow fight thing because he has people who looks up to him. Who the fuck is looking up to Apollo? Who was looking at Apollo's jailbird ass as some type of role model? I'm sitting here like, this man needs to sit the hell down somewhere. Apollo is the Tommy of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He ain't got no job, man. His only job is to look good next to Phaedra and be a kept husband. Other than that, he brings nothing else to the table. So for him to say that Kenya needs to pay him, I just find that really, really cocky and arrogant. Then Andy asks Apollo, you know, is he going back to prison? What's going on with the court case? And Apollo's saying basically everything's in limbo. He doesn't know. But in the event that he does go back to prison, again, he wants Kenya to put money on his books. You know, the whole situation was just crazy with them going back and forth. You can tell that there's some type of sexual tension there, some type of sexual chemistry, that either one of them might have messed with each other. They're upset about something. They're upset about their secret getting out, because I don't understand all the hate and animosity that Kenya and Apollo have towards each other. Then during the whole situation, Kenya once again pulls out her cell phone. This bitch stays with a cell phone. And then she claims that Apollo texted her last week. And she goes to pull up the text message, and then that's when Phaedra speaks up, and Phaedra lets her have it. When I tell y'all, Phaedra's ass went the hell out. That bitch had me grabbing my invisible pearls. I was like, no, Phaedra, she wasn't ready. Damn it, Phaedra. That bitch is the queen of shade. Phaedra told Kenya she has nothing going on while she's running around talking about my husband and the father of my children. She spends her weekends peddling sperm banks, going through catalogs, trying to find a doctor. Honey, you don't know if your baby's dad will be an axe murderer or a child molester. But what you will know is that he needed $10 to buy himself a medium pizza so he could ejaculate into a cup so you could have a kid. When she said that shit, y'all, I couldn't do nothing but grab my invisible damn pearls and scream. I'm talking about, I think that was the quietest ever Twitter ever got. It's like folks were just shocked. The audience was shocked. The other housewives were shocked. Everybody's face was just like, I mean, Phaedra read the hell out that damn bitch. I was like, work, Phaedra. And it was just so funny because then they show Kenya's face and she looks pissed. Steam is coming out her ears. And then she goes, I won't wallow in the mud with pigs. Bitch, that's your comeback, girl, bye. You're just mad because Phaedra put you in your place. So, of course, once again, Kenya picks up her phone and she starts texting. Phaedra put Kenya in her place in 1.2 seconds, and I fell the hell out. Moving on to the next scene. So then in the ending scene, Andy asks Nene, he basically said he's offended because Nene called Brandon a queen and that a lot of folks were offended by that. And when I tell y'all Nene read the hell out of Andy, I was cracking up. She said, Andy, what do you want me to do? Would you like me to pull down your pants and kiss your ass? I done apologized umpteen times. I'm not going to apologize again. In that one moment, Nene put the gay mafia right in their place. Why is Andy all of a sudden super offended? As much shade as Andy throws around and talks shit, he shouldn't have been offended by any damn thing. So I'm glad Nene told him, did you want me to pull down your pants and kiss your ass? Because I'm not going to. Nene put his ass right in his place, and he couldn't say shit else after that. This whole reunion was just a straight up mess. This shit had me cracking up. This is one of the longest seasons of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This has been going on since November. We watched this show, and I'm definitely gonna miss it. I'm definitely gonna miss coming on Twitter on Sunday nights and going in. I've been tweeting with some really, really cool people. Y'all be cracking me up. I be cracking y'all up, and I'm definitely gonna miss Sunday nights. This was really, really cool. So this was the end. This was a final recap. So I hope you guys enjoyed my recaps for this entire season. If they do decide to come back next season, I will be recapping this show again. I really did enjoy it. At first, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to recap the show, but you guys kept me at it. You guys kept encouraging me to keep doing my recaps, and now I really enjoy doing recaps of reality TV shows. So I thank you guys for that. I thank you guys for supporting my recaps and sharing them all over Twitter and online. And thank you guys for following me. And you know, I've met some really cool people, and we've had a really good time chopping it up. I will be recapping Love and Hip Hop ATL, so make sure you guys tune into those recaps as well. Go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this final episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. How did you feel about the Part 3 reunion? And what did y'all think about Phaedra, aka Shadra, serving Kenya a piping hot glass of shut the fuck up? Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy ass reunion. And make sure you follow me. I am at Lovely T. Alright, deuces.